Hey dumplings, it's Dave Decide. Today we have a bunch of random rumors and weird things to discuss. I wanted to get into Jimin holding a live stream and then we saw him gone. I also wanted to get into him addressing fanfics of him and which ones he likes. And then we have a bunch of armies saying that V talked about his virginity, but I don't know about that. So hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumplings, he's spilling milk merch, and let's get into it. So there's this rumor going around that V had mentioned how he wanted to keep his lips virgin. The exact words that people were saying that he said was, "We are in the 4th grade and I want to keep the virginity of our lips," and that he has never been in a real relationship or anything like that. But this has to be entirely fan made up, and V has never personally mentioned this. However, several news sites are reporting it as V did actually say that. But how I know it's not true, because there is no actual source or clips that is attached to these articles that proves that he said this. And there's also no reason to say this. Fans were claiming that he said this to take off the rumor among the V and Jennie situation to prove that he was never actually dating her and won't date her. The problem I have with this is that what on earth is the big deal if he was dating her? Who cares? Like, why go through such lengths to make up this rumor that he's a virgin? He could or could not be. There's nothing wrong with being a virgin. I'm a virgin by my own choice. And even saying that is considered brave because I will be made fun of for that, even though I don't care. If this is an attempt to make V look cool to the mass amount of people, it definitely won't do that, as the public almost hates male virgins. Do you know how many male virgins, especially Asian male virgins, are looked at in America? This doesn't help the public image of him that I think the fandom thinks it does. A lot of Americans already think that Asians are losers who don't know how to party, nerdy, gay, and girly. Adding virgins to the mix heightens these stereotypes that Asian men don't have sex or have small penises, especially since none of us know if he's actually dated or not. There's also claims saying that he said that he hasn't been in a relationship longer than 20 days, which is a bit of a weird contradiction. 20 days is at least 3 dates, if not more, and typically you would have already kissed, or the girl or guy would think you're not interested and move on. However, if this was a much younger relationship, I can understand that to be true then. Saying that V has never been in a relationship since he's debuted, which is likely, but I don't think it's because he wants to remain quote-unquote innocent. I think it's because he just doesn't have time. I am someone who would never even reach 1% of the success V or BTS has, and even to just make the videos I am making here requires like 16 hours of work a day. So not dating and not doing any of this stuff is a result of me not being able to. Not that I don't want to. Oftentimes when I read fanfic or stories that I see some people write either on Wattpad or Twitter, it does make me think, how young are the people writing this? Because they say the best writers are the ones with life experience, as those writers tend to understand how life works. If you're 11 writing a fanfic about V and Jungkook dating, the writing is going to be a bit immature sounding because they wouldn't understand how adults would date. Adult dating is very forward and sometimes moves very fast. Jimin actually hopped onto a VLIVE and recently gave us an update on everything going on in the world of Jimin. We were definitely happy and excited to hear that Jimin has been working on music and he has been in the studio doing this thing. Jimin revealed he had a new tattoo. Jimin recently got a moon tattoo on the back of his neck. If you know this already, just bear with me. Moons as a tattoo typically symbolize growth and change, and of course passing of time, since the phases of the moon symbolizes days passing. And I think each crescent or phase represents something different, but we don't have to go that in depth. But I think Jimin getting this was very fitting for him, as he got it during this time of more reflection. So BTS as a group hasn't been doing too much for a while, and members have had time to really reflect on their life and what they've done so far. So looking back, it's easy for Jimin to see, oh wow, my life has changed so much and I've changed so much. Whereas if he was still on tour and doing all that, he would have no time to contemplate if he had changed at all. And if you travel the world and come back, you've changed. The moon also represents love and sexuality too, as this is a part of life, so most tattoos have a reference to love or sexuality in it. That's not surprising. Now, Jimin initially got a thin crescent moon, and that's right, I said initially. Jimin revealed and tried to show us that he got a bunch of moons going down his back, and they're all different phases of the moon. Of course, people wonder why he did that, not in a bad way, but just what inspired that. And Jimin explained that V actually sent him a fanfic art that was created where they drew Jimin with his tattoo. And Jimin loved it so much that he went ahead and got it down on him for real. People were very surprised by this because that means maybe Jimin looks and reviews fanfic online. And most definitely V does sit there and reviews fanfic and fan art, which is why they know about this piece of art. Some people were saying that this art was a gay fanfic and it was portraying Jimin in a more sexual way. And I can see that as we can see his bare back and all that, but I don't know if this is entirely sexual. I think there can be a nude painting or art and it not be anything sexual, just art. I can totally see Jimin enlarge it and hang it on his wall. Is it a bit conceited to put a painting of yourself on the wall? Sure, but not in this case. This is a unique rendition and interpretation of Jimin. And up until he got the tattoo, this wasn't how Jimin looked. So it would be a beautiful painting to hang up, and I hope Jimin does that. People were also scared, and a lot of fans probably went ahead to see if they were blocked by BTS's official account or anything like that. If you're unaware, BTS's fanfic is very NSFW, and this is a controversial part of the fandom. While people who make the NSFW drawings, edits, and stories think it's okay, and I actually think it's okay too, other people in the fandom are scared that the boys are going to be upset if they come across those paintings, drawings, or sexual content. Some of the members of BTS are nearing 30. To assume that they've never even looked at a picture of a naked body or seen art that was of a nude body, it's really assuming they've literally lived under a rock or have not been above ground with the outside people. While the content can be mildly creepy because it's of yourself, they may not sit there and read all of it. They simply will just move on from it. And it's just also very clear that this stuff doesn't scar them because V is still on social media lurking around, looking at fan art. If he was so triggered by these fanfics and stuff, or even ships, he would avoid it at all costs to make sure none of this stuff shows up on his feed, right? Like, this just makes sense to me, just my theory. I love that Jimin did this live stream and we got to connect with him. Even if you didn't catch him live, I know I didn't, or anyone in America probably, it's totally okay. We can watch the playback and we'll have the captions soon so we'll know what he is saying. It's just fun to know that he was there and the content is still there for us to enjoy whenever. It was so cute when he started the stream. He was playing a little bit of a game as to not show himself. He wanted to make it look like he left the VLIVE, or maybe he wanted to keep some armies guessing on who will be on the stream. However, Jimin quickly returned and the little prank wasn't as effective as maybe he thought, since there was a glass door behind Jimin that almost acted like a mirror and showed Jimin in the reflection. So everyone was like, Jimin, come out, we can see you. Others were probably joining the stream and panicking very quickly, thinking the stream is over and Jimin actually left, as sometimes Weverse doesn't notify people on time. I love it when the boys play pranks on us. I mean, we armies do it to them too. But what do you think about all this? How do you feel about the rumors of V and his lips? What do you think about fans being mad or scared that V and Jimin are going to see raunchy fanfic? And how do you feel about Jimin quickly leaving VLIVE? Let me know what you think, and make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks, this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.